Have you ever felt like the version of God most people talk about doesn't quite match what your soul knows deep down? It's as if the world has handed us a safe, limited idea of God, one designed to keep us from asking the hard questions or unlocking our true potential. But here's the truth. Only the top 1%, those who see beyond the surface, truly understand the profound nature of God. This isn't about a distant figure in the clouds. It's about the powerful creative force that underpins all of existence. And here's the kicker. This truth has been hidden from the majority. Before we dive deeper, take a moment to comment. 777 below, if you're ready to uncover this divine reality. To everyone who has supported this channel through super thanks, your generosity keeps this mission alive. Thank you. Now, imagine being able to manifest your desires with ease, to shape reality in ways others can't comprehend. Sounds unbelievable, yet some people do it every day. They've tapped into a secret about God that transforms their lives, making the impossible possible. What is this truth, and why is it hidden from most? Let's uncover it together. What you'll learn might change how you see God and yourself forever. God's chosen ones, only the top 1% of you, know the real truth about God, and most people don't. We've been conditioned to think of God as a being entirely separate from us, dwelling somewhere out there, beyond our reach. But what if I told you that this idea is a distortion of the truth? The real God is not a distant entity. He is within you, not in a vague or poetic sense, but literally an active, living presence. The same divine force that breathed life into existence, that shaped galaxies and orchestrates the movement of the cosmos, resides in your thoughts, emotions, and spirit. The real God isn't up there, he's in here. The truth is, only the top 1% understand this profound reality. They don't beg for miracles from an external source. They create miracles through the power of their understanding. They know that the essence of God is the power of consciousness, the ability to shape reality through thought and faith. How often have you been taught to look inward for God's presence? Or have you, like most, been told to search for him elsewhere, in rituals, traditions, or external validation? Let's pause for a moment. When was the last time you deeply questioned your understanding of God? Not within the walls of a church or the pages of a holy book, but in the quiet spaces of your own heart and mind. For many, the very thought feels forbidden, even dangerous. But isn't it more dangerous to accept a version of God that limits you, one that keeps you small and disconnected from the infinite power placed within you by the Creator? The Bible itself invites such questioning. In 1 Corinthians 3:16, Paul reminds us, "Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in you?" This isn't just a metaphor, it's a call to recognize the divine within. The top 1% live by this truth. To them, God isn't an abstract being to be worshipped from afar. He is a force to be harnessed. This understanding shifts the purpose of spirituality. It's not about blind submission or rigid rules. It's about empowerment, transformation, and creation. The elite know this and have wielded this knowledge for centuries to amass power, wealth, and influence. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's the result of a deeper understanding of spiritual laws. They keep this knowledge guarded because if the masses understood that they too are vessels of divine power, the structures of control, governments, organized religions, corporations, would collapse. But let me ask you this. What if you could access this same power? What if this understanding wasn't reserved for the elite, but was available to you, right here, right now? The truth is, you don't need to be born into privilege to tap into the divine force within you. The Bible affirms this again in Romans 8:11. If the spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, he who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies through his Spirit who lives in you. Does this not suggest that the same power that performed miracles through Christ resides within you, waiting to be awakened? Here's where it gets real. Are you ready to see this truth? Are you prepared to stop worshipping a God designed to keep you subservient and instead embrace the God who empowers you to co-create your reality? Most people are too afraid to step into this level of truth because it comes with responsibility. It requires you to let go of the belief that you're powerless and start walking in the fullness of your divine inheritance. The question remains, will you rise to this challenge? Will you stop accepting the narrative that you are weak, that you must beg for blessings, and instead begin commanding the life you are destined to live? The Bible is filled with examples of ordinary people, David, Moses, Esther, who tapped into God's power within them to achieve the extraordinary. What's stopping you from doing the same? Could it be that you've been blinded by a version of God that keeps you looking outward when all along he's been waiting for you to look within? The true nature of God is far beyond what many imagine. God is not a limited personal being governed by human emotions. Instead, God is the pure energy that flows through everything, through you, through me, and through the vast expanse of the universe itself. This divine energy is not static. It responds actively to your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Those who understand this, what we might call the spiritual top 1%, know that reality itself is a mental construct. By mastering their minds, they master their reality. They don't sit passively and let life dictate their circumstances. They step into their divine authority and make life respond to them. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to live extraordinary lives while others struggle endlessly? It's not about luck or chance, it's about a profound alignment with this divine energy. Many believe that connecting with God requires long hours of meditation, spiritual rituals, or distant pilgrimages to sacred places. But the enlightened few understand the truth. The connection to God is instantaneous. It's about alignment, not effort. When your thoughts align with God's energy, you unlock a power so profound that it reshapes your entire reality. The Bible says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Proverbs 23:7. Could it be that the secret lies in the simplicity of your thoughts? Here's a question to reflect on. If every thought you have is a command to the universe, shaping your reality moment by moment, then what are you commanding? Are you aware of the power you wield every single day? The top 1% don't just understand this, they embody it. They recognize that God is not something outside of them, waiting to act. God is within them, acting through their every thought, word, and action. This realization transforms their lives because they don't merely hope for miracles. They become the vessel through which miracles manifest. The deeper secret, however, goes beyond merely knowing that God resides within you. It's about understanding how this divine power operates. How does this energy, this force, move through you and shape the world around you? This is where the spiritual elite distinguish themselves. They don't just know they carry this power, they know how to wield it with intention. Think of Jesus' words in Mark 11:23. "Truly, I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." This isn't poetic metaphor. It's an invitation to step into the fullness of faith and understanding. You've probably heard the phrase, "thoughts become things." But how deeply have you considered its meaning? It's not a motivational slogan or a vague idea. It's literal. Every thought you entertain is shaping your reality, whether you realize it or not. If your thoughts are seeds, then your life is the harvest. What kind of seeds are you planting? The top 1% approach their thoughts with precision, knowing that their mind is the bridge between divine energy and the physical world. How often do you take control of your thoughts, shaping them with purpose instead of letting them drift aimlessly? Let this truth sink in. You don't have to wait for God to act. You are a co-creator with God, empowered to speak life into your circumstances. Could this realization be the key to transforming everything you've ever known about faith and reality? What's holding you back from stepping into this truth and embracing the power God has already placed within you? Here's the paradox. Most people unknowingly trap themselves in a cycle of repetitive thoughts, repeating the same patterns that keep them stuck. The top 1%, however, operate on a completely different frequency. They grasp a profound truth, that every thought sends ripples through the fabric of reality, like a stone dropped into a still pond. These ripples extend far beyond what the eye can see, shaping outcomes and possibilities. But here's the deeper insight they've mastered. The ripple effect is not delayed. It's immediate. The moment a thought is born, reality begins to shift. Though the change may not manifest visibly right away, the transformation is already in motion, and the more aligned you are with the truth that God's divine energy flows through you, the faster these shifts occur. Have you ever wondered why some individuals seem to manifest their desires almost effortlessly while others struggle for years? The answer lies not in luck, but in alignment. Alignment with what? With the knowledge that your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas, they are commands to the universe. The Bible reminds us of this in Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. If the words you speak have such power, imagine the magnitude of your thoughts. Are your thoughts feeding life into your dreams, or are they unconsciously reinforcing barriers? So, how do you step into this alignment? How do you train your mind to think like the top 1%? The process is deceptively simple, but it requires discipline. It begins with treating every thought as sacred, as if it were a direct order to the divine energy that shapes reality. Most people let their minds run on autopilot, reacting to the circumstances around them. The spiritually enlightened, however, take a proactive approach. They don't react, they create. Every thought is intentionally crafted, like a sculptor shaping their masterpiece. They know that every flicker of a thought carries weight, and that mastering their mind is the key to mastering their life. Here's a question to ponder. When was the last time you truly examined your thoughts? Not just the major ones, but the fleeting, seemingly insignificant ones, the ones that cross your mind when you're not paying attention. The Bible calls us to this awareness in 2 Corinthians 10:5. We take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. This verse isn't merely about avoiding negative thoughts. It's about recognizing the creative power of all thoughts. Even those that appear trivial are shaping your reality. The top 1% understand this principle deeply. They realize that even the smallest, most subtle thoughts can have profound effects. Imagine planting seeds in a garden. The seeds may look insignificant at first, but they eventually grow into towering trees or flourishing flowers. Likewise, every thought you think is a seed planted in the soil of reality. What kind of harvest are your thoughts cultivating? Are they producing abundance and growth, or are they sprouting weeds of doubt and fear? The real secret isn't found in praying harder or meditating longer. While those practices have their place, the key lies in mastering your mind. Philippians 4:8 encourages us, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This isn't just spiritual advice, it's a blueprint for aligning your thoughts with divine energy. When your mind is fixed on what is true and pure, your reality naturally aligns with these higher vibrations. Think about it. What would happen if you began treating every thought as a powerful command? What if you approached your inner dialogue with the same care and precision as someone writing a letter to God? Once you embrace this mindset, you'll find that reality doesn't resist your will, it bends to it. The question is, are you ready to step into this level of mastery? Here's the part most people fail to grasp. Positive thinking alone isn't enough to transform your life. You can't just think good thoughts and expect everything to shift magically. True change happens when belief and emotion align with your thoughts. The spiritually enlightened, the top 1%, understand that emotion is the fuel that powers thought. If you're thinking one thing but feeling something entirely different, you're sending conflicting signals to the universe. And the universe, it always responds to the strongest signal. If your mind is focused on abundance, but your heart is weighed down by fear, the fear will dominate. Is it any wonder why some people struggle to manifest their desires despite their best intentions? The top 1% don't just think rich, they feel rich. They don't just think powerful, they feel powerful. This is the key difference that separates those who manifest effortlessly from those who remain stuck. But how do you feel right now? Do your emotions align with the life you want to create, or are they betraying your deepest fears? This alignment is critical, but it's only the beginning. The final and most profound secret lies beyond thoughts and emotions. It lies in the art of detachment. Now, detachment might sound counterintuitive. Why would you detach if your goal is to manifest your desires? Isn't focus the whole point? Yes, but here's the paradox. The more desperately you cling to an outcome, the more you push it away. Jesus himself taught us this principle when he said, "Whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake will find it." Matthew 16:25. The message here is clear. Surrender is the gateway to receiving. The top 1% understand this. They know that true creation comes not from grasping, but from releasing. Desperation operates from a place of lack, and lack only attracts more lack. This is why the spiritually awakened don't need their desires to manifest. They trust that they will. They set clear intentions, align their thoughts and emotions, and then let go. They know that clinging too tightly creates resistance. When you let go, you're telling the universe and God that you already believe in the abundance that's coming. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Faith isn't just hoping, it's trusting so deeply that you can release control. But think about it. How many times have you wanted something so badly, only to watch it slip away? The harder you hold on, the more you block the flow of divine energy. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter your grip, the more it escapes. The top 1% understand the flow of God's power. They don't try to control reality, they move with it, like a river following its course. This principle is echoed in Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Control is an illusion. Trust and surrender are where the real power lies. Here's the paradox of divine creation. The more you can let go, the more you can receive. When you detach from outcomes, you're not signaling desperation, you're signaling trust. And trust creates abundance. The spiritually enlightened have mastered this flow. They recognize that they are not separate from the divine energy that created the universe. They're part of it. They don't try to harness God's power through force. They align themselves with it through faith and surrender. When you truly let go, something miraculous happens. You stop forcing your reality, and instead, you flow with it. This is the essence of co-creation. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10 is not just an invitation to quiet contemplation. It's a call to surrender control, to trust in the divine flow that's already working in your favor. The question is, are you ready to release your grip on the outcome? Are you ready to trust the power of God within you? The top 1% aren't special. They've simply uncovered the truth that's been inside you all along. This truth doesn't require perfection, hours of meditation, or extraordinary effort. It requires alignment, faith, and the courage to let go. So, are you ready to stop forcing and start flowing? Because the moment you do, you'll discover that the power to create the life you've always dreamed of has been within you all along. It's time to embrace it. Here's a truth most people spend their entire lives missing. They are constantly seeking. They seek happiness, success, love, purpose, and even God. Their days are consumed with a relentless chase for something they feel is absent. But what if I told you the spiritually awakened, the top 1%, have moved beyond this endless pursuit? They no longer seek. Instead, they live in a state of knowing. And this shift, it changes everything. When you're stuck in the cycle of seeking, it stems from a belief that what you desire is missing. You're locked in a mindset of lack, perpetually searching outside yourself to fill an internal void. But those who have unlocked the divine secret understand something profoundly liberating. Everything they've been searching for has been within them all along. They don't chase after love, success, or connection with God. They embody it. They've stepped into the truth that they already are what they've been seeking. Pause for a moment and reflect. If you knew, beyond any doubt, that you were already connected to all the abundance, love, and power in the universe, how would your life change? Would you still exhaust yourself chasing external validation? Or would you begin to attract blessings effortlessly because you already knew they were yours? The Bible reminds us in Luke 17:21, "The kingdom of God is within you." This isn't a metaphor, it's a divine declaration that everything you seek exists within the core of your being. This is the revelation that sets the spiritually enlightened apart. They've stopped seeking because they understand the real. God is not something distant or external. The real God is the energy animating every cell of your body, the consciousness that births your thoughts, the force that keeps your heart beating. This truth dismantles the illusion of separation. Once you recognize this, everything changes. Fear begins to dissolve because fear can only exist where there's a sense of disconnection. The top 1% don't live in fear because they've stepped into the profound knowing that they are one with the Creator. They live with the understanding that God's power flows through them, giving them unlimited access to divine strength and wisdom. Psalm 46:5 beautifully encapsulates this. God is within her, she will not fall. With this truth, they realize there's nothing to fear, because what could they lack when they are already complete? But here's the sobering reality. Most people continue living in fear and disconnection. Why? Because they've been taught a version of God that keeps them small. They've been conditioned to believe in a God who is separate, far away, and unreachable. A God who doles out blessings sparingly. This distorted image leads to lives filled with doubt and lack. But Jesus said in John 10:30, "I and the Father are one." If Christ himself declared oneness with God, why do so many still believe they are separate? The top 1% know this separation is an illusion. They've embraced the truth that the real God is the force alive in their mind, heart, and soul. Once you stop seeking and start being, you step into your divine power. You become unstoppable because you're no longer bound by fear or a sense of limitation. You begin to create from a place of fullness, not lack. The Bible reassures us in 2 Timothy 1:7, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. When you embrace this spirit, you no longer ask whether you're capable, you simply know that you are. But here's the ultimate question. Are you ready to let go of the endless seeking? Are you ready to embrace the knowing that you already have everything you need, right here, right now? Because that's the shift that will take you from living like the 99% to living in divine alignment with the top 1%. When you stop chasing and start embodying the truth of who you are, you begin to walk as God's chosen one, full of power, love, and purpose. So, what's holding you back from stepping into this knowing? Could it be that the only thing keeping you from abundance is the belief that it's not already yours? It's time to stop seeking and start knowing. This is your invitation to step into the fullness of your divine identity. The question is, will you take it? The top 1% live by a principle most overlook. They don't wait for permission, for signs, or for circumstances to align. They don't sit passively, hoping for the universe to act on their behalf. They understand something transformative. They are the sign, the permission, and the force that causes alignment. This isn't arrogance, it's a profound awareness of their divine nature. And this mindset, it's exactly what you need to cultivate if you want to unlock the same power in your life. Here's a truth many fail to grasp. The real God doesn't hand you blessings as if you're powerless. Instead, God grants you the divine ability to create blessings. The spiritually awakened, the top 1%, don't spend their days begging for miracles or waiting for change. Instead, they embody the miracle. They understand that they are co-creators with God, imbued with the same creative power that spoke the universe into existence. The Bible reveals this in Genesis 1:26. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky." To be made in God's image means you carry within you the capacity to shape your reality. How are you using that power today? The difference between those who create and those who merely wait lies in a simple yet profound truth. The top 1% don't hope, they know. They know they are the miracle, the change, the answer they've been searching for. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a deep-seated faith that aligns their thoughts, emotions, and actions with the divine energy within them. What would happen if you stopped hoping for change and started believing you already possess the power to create it? Once you embrace this knowing, your entire perspective shifts. You stop waiting for life to happen to you. Instead, you step boldly into the realization that you are the architect of your reality. Philippians 4:13 reminds us, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." This isn't just a motivational quote, it's a divine truth. The strength of God is already within you, waiting to be activated by your belief and action. So why wait another moment to step into your power? Here's your challenge. Stop seeking, stop waiting, and stop hoping. Instead, start knowing. Begin living as if the power to create your reality is already yours, because it is. When Jesus said in Matthew 17:20, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." He wasn't speaking metaphorically. He was declaring a truth about the power of faith when aligned with action. The top 1% don't live as victims of their circumstances. They see themselves as creators. They understand that their thoughts, emotions, and actions are the tools God has given them to shape the world around them. They don't wait for external validation or ideal conditions. They create those conditions. Imagine if you began to approach your life with that same conviction. What would you achieve if you stopped waiting for a sign and realized you are the sign? Here's where the real transformation happens. The moment you stop searching for God outside of yourself and start realizing that you are the embodiment of God's power. Ephesians 3:20 confirms this. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. God's power isn't external. It's within you, waiting to be unleashed. The question is, are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to stop living as though you lack power and start living as though you're filled with divine energy? The moment you do, you'll witness miracles. Not because they suddenly appeared, but because you finally aligned with the truth that they were within you all along. So, will you accept the challenge? Will you stop waiting and start creating? Because the life you've been praying for is already within your reach. All that's left is for you to step into it. Here's the truth. This transformation doesn't happen in a single moment. It's not a light switch you can flip overnight. It's a journey that requires practice, patience, and unwavering commitment. It demands a deep awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and energy, and a willingness to align them with the truth of who you are. But this is where most people falter. They crave instant results. They expect the universe to deliver their dreams effortlessly, like a gift wrapped in silver. The top 1%, however, understand a profound principle. Real power lies in mastery. Mastery over your mind, mastery over your emotions, and mastery over your energy. To access this power, you must first commit to mastering the art of the knowing. You must retrain your mind to think, feel, and act like the creator that you already are. The Bible emphasizes this process in Romans 12:2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing your mind is an active, ongoing effort. It requires intention and faith. Are you ready to take that step? The more you train your thoughts and emotions to align with your divine identity, the more you will see your reality shift. You'll begin to witness the power of God working through you. And, perhaps most importantly, you'll realize that the only obstacle between you and your fullest potential is the belief that you are separate from God's power. So, let me ask you, are you ready to stop seeking and start knowing? Are you ready to embrace the truth that has been hidden in plain sight? Here's the ultimate realization that the spiritually enlightened, the top 1%, live by. You are the divine in action. This isn't just an uplifting idea or spiritual sentiment, it's the very essence of who you are. The top 1% don't merely believe in God, they know that they are unique manifestations of God in human form. Before you dismiss this as radical, consider the depth of this truth. When the Bible says in Genesis 1:27, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them." It's not just a poetic statement. It's a declaration that you are a reflection of the Creator. What does it mean to be created in God's image? It doesn't mean you hold the omnipotence of the Creator who shaped the entire universe. It means you are an expression of that divine force, uniquely positioned to create, shape, and experience life. You are the universe experiencing itself. As Psalm 82:6 says, "You are God's. You are all children of the Most High." This isn't blasphemy. It's the divine truth about your role in the tapestry of existence. The same power that forms stars, galaxies, and entire realities flows through you right now. The top 1% understand this deeply. They do not see God as something distant, detached, or unreachable. Instead, they know they are woven into the fabric of divine existence, part of the infinite tapestry that makes up reality itself. They've shed the illusion of separation. They recognize their oneness with God, and because of this, they fully embrace their ability to shape their lives and the world around them. How would your life change if you embraced this truth? What would you do differently if you saw yourself not as separate from God, but as a vessel for God's power. Jesus said in John 14:12, "Very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these." This isn't just a promise, it's an invitation. It's a call to step into your divine authority, to create boldly, and to live with the knowing that you are the hands and voice of God on this earth. When you embrace this knowing, fear dissolves and limitations fall away. The question isn't whether you have the power, you do. The question is, will you step into it? Will you commit to mastering your mind and energy to reflect the truth of who you are? Because when you do, you'll begin to see miracles, not as something external, but as the natural result of living in alignment with your divine essence. So, are you ready to stop living as though you're separate from the power of God? Are you ready to start living as though you are that power in action? Because the moment you do, you'll not only transform your own life, but also the lives of everyone you touch. The real God doesn't create out of need or lack. The Creator moves from a place of infinite abundance, shaping all that exists with overflowing power and purpose. And here's the truth. This is the same energy that flows through you. You were never meant to live as a beggar, pleading for scraps from the universe. You were created to manifest, expand, and express the infinite abundance that is already within you. His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life through our knowledge of Him who called us by His own glory and goodness. 2 Peter chapter 1:3. When you embrace this truth and begin living from a mindset of abundance, everything changes. Suddenly, obstacles no longer feel like insurmountable barriers. They transform into stepping stones for growth. Failure, instead of being something to fear, becomes a vital part of the creative process, teaching and refining you. Do you see how this shift in perspective could revolutionize the way you approach life? As you step into this abundant mindset, you'll stop seeking external validation and begin to trust the quiet voice of wisdom within. That voice, it's the divine speaking through you, guiding you toward your highest purpose. The Bible tells us in Isaiah 30:21, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" This inner guidance is proof that you're not separate from God. You are a vessel for divine action. Here's the ultimate revelation that the spiritually awakened understand. You are the divine in action. You are not separate from God's creative power. You are an expression of it. You are the creator of your reality, and the only limits that exist are the ones you've chosen to believe in. The top 1% have freed themselves from these limitations. They understand that they set the rules for what's possible in their lives. So let me ask you, why would you let fear or doubt dictate what you can achieve? Jesus said in John 10:34, "Is it not written in your law, I have said you are gods?" This isn't a statement meant to inflate egos. It's an invitation to recognize your divine heritage. You are imbued with the same power that spoke the universe into being. What would your life look like if you lived fully aware of that power? The top 1% don't possess any supernatural abilities or secret knowledge unavailable to others. Their success lies in one simple truth. They've unlocked the power that has been inside them all along. They've embraced the reality that they are co-creators with God, living in alignment with divine abundance. And this power isn't exclusive to them, it's within you too. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3:20. The question is, are you ready to step into that truth? Are you ready to stop living as though you're separate from God and start embodying the reality that you are God in action? Imagine what your life would look like if you released the self-imposed limits holding you back. Imagine living in complete trust that you already possess everything you need to create the life you've been dreaming of. This is your invitation to shift, to let go of doubt, scarcity, and fear, and to embrace the fullness of your divine nature. The moment you make this decision, the moment you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the truth of who you are, miracles will begin to unfold, not because they are being handed to you, but because you're finally claiming the power that's been yours all along. So, I'll ask you one final time. Are you ready to stop seeking, waiting, and doubting? Are you ready to live as the creator of your reality, fully aligned with the abundance of God? Because this is your moment. The power to create, to expand, and to live without limits is already within you. All that's left is for you to step into it. Now that we've uncovered the profound truth, that you are the divine in action, it's time to explore how the spiritually awakened, the top 1%, use this understanding to actively shape their reality. One of their most transformative tools is a belief. But here's the thing. Belief isn't just a thought you casually hold in your mind. It's a dynamic, creative force that bends reality to align with your inner convictions. The top 1% don't merely hope for success, abundance, or fulfillment. They believe it so deeply that they know it's already theirs. So, why is belief so powerful? It's simple yet profound. Your beliefs act as a blueprint for your reality. They serve as instructions for the universe, your subconscious mind, and the divine energy flowing through you. As Proverbs 23:7 declares, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This verse reveals that the reality you experience is a direct reflection of what you hold to be true in your heart and mind. The top 1% understand this principle intimately. They know the universe is constantly responding to their beliefs, shaping circumstances to match the energy of their conviction. When they believe they are unstoppable, they become unstoppable. When they believe abundance is their birthright, abundance flows effortlessly into their lives. The universe doesn't question your beliefs. It reflects them back to you. Think about this. What beliefs are you holding right now? Are they empowering you, or are they subtly sabotaging your desires? Here's the challenge most people face. They think they believe in success, wealth, or happiness, but underneath those surface beliefs lie hidden, conflicting narratives. For instance, you might tell yourself you believe in abundance, but if deep down you feel unworthy, fearful, or doubtful, those subconscious beliefs will override your conscious intentions. The Bible speaks to this dynamic in James 1:6-8. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Doubt creates division within you, preventing the manifestation of your desires. The top 1% have mastered the art of the belief alignment. They've trained themselves to identify and eliminate beliefs that contradict their desires. This mastery ensures that their conscious and subconscious minds work in harmony toward their goals. Imagine you're planting a garden. Your conscious belief is the seed, but your subconscious beliefs are the soil. If the soil is fertile and nurturing, your seed will grow. But if the soil is poisoned with fear or self-doubt, the seed cannot thrive. How do you cultivate this alignment? It starts with awareness. The top 1% constantly examine their inner dialogue, asking themselves, does this belief serve me? Does it align with the life I'm creating? They root out limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering truths. As Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 10:5, we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. This practice of capturing and reprogramming thoughts is how they ensure their minds are aligned with divine truth. But alignment isn't just about thinking positively. it's about embodying those beliefs at every level of your being. For example, saying, "I am abundant," while feeling fear or lack, creates a conflict between your conscious and subconscious minds. The top 1% resolve this by reinforcing their beliefs through action. They act as if their desires are already fulfilled, sending a clear signal to the universe that they're ready to receive. Now, let's turn this inward. What beliefs are shaping your reality right now? Are you operating from a blueprint of abundance and confidence, or is your reality being shaped by hidden doubts and fears? Jesus said in Mark 11:24, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Notice the instruction to believe that you have already received it. This isn't just a call to faith, it's a directive to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you want to create. The truth is, the universe always mirrors your dominant beliefs. If you believe you are limited, life will reflect limitations. But if you believe you are limitless, capable of achieving, creating, and receiving anything you desire, then the universe will align with that belief. The top 1% aren't exceptional because they've been given something you lack. They're exceptional because they've mastered the inner work of aligning their beliefs with their divine identity. So, here's your invitation. Start examining your beliefs. Challenge the ones that no longer serve you. Replace them with empowering truths that reflect the limitless power within you. Remember, you are not separate from God. You are the divine in action. And as you align your beliefs with this truth, you will witness your reality transform in ways you never thought possible. Are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to embrace the power of belief and start living as the creator of your reality? The blueprint for your success is already within you. All that's left is for you to activate it. So, how do you begin aligning your beliefs with the reality you want to create? The first step is to identify the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. What are the stories you've been telling yourself? What beliefs about your life, your worth, or the world around you are keeping you stuck in cycles of lack or fear? Maybe you've convinced yourself that success is only for the lucky, that you're unworthy of happiness, or that abundance is reserved for others. These beliefs act like invisible chains, preventing you from stepping into your divine authority. But here's the good news. These chains are not unbreakable. Start by confronting these limiting beliefs head on. Write them down. Examine them. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Is it based on truth, or is it something I've accepted without question? Once you've identified these mental blocks, the next step is to replace them with empowering beliefs. This isn't just about repeating empty affirmations. It's about reprogramming your mind at the deepest level to align with the truth of who you are. The spiritually awakened, the top 1%, use powerful tools like visualization, meditation, and self-hypnosis to install new beliefs that support their goals. These aren't just intellectual exercises. They immerse themselves in the experience of their new beliefs. They don't just say they're abundant, they feel abundant. They don't just visualize success, they act as if it's already theirs. This is key. You must live your belief. Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. James 2:17. Belief without action is powerless. The top 1% take daily actions that reinforce their beliefs. They move through life with a quiet confidence, rooted in the understanding that the universe is constantly conspiring in their favor. They've embraced the promise of Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Do you walk with that same assurance, knowing that everything is aligning for your ultimate good? Now, here's a question that might be on your mind. What if I believe in something and it doesn't happen? This is where most people stumble. They start believing in abundance or success, but when results don't show up immediately, they get discouraged. But the top 1% understand a critical truth. Reality doesn't always shift instantly, especially if you've spent years, perhaps even decades, operating under limiting beliefs. It takes time for the universe to realign itself with your new mindset. Patience is vital. The Bible reminds us in Galatians 6:9, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." The universe is always working behind the scenes, even when you don't see the immediate fruits of your efforts. Your job is to remain faithful and consistent, trusting that your work is not in vain. Let me ask you, what do you believe about yourself, your potential, and your power? Because whether you realize it or not, those beliefs are shaping your reality. If you see yourself as powerless, life will reflect that. But if you believe you are a co-creator with God, filled with divine authority and purpose, the world will mirror that truth. Ephesians 3:20 assures us, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." This power is not external, it resides within you, waiting to be activated by your belief. One of the most misunderstood aspects of spiritual growth is the importance of consistency. Changing your beliefs and your reality isn't about bursts of inspiration or occasional effort. The top 1% know that success, both spiritual and material, requires showing up every single day. It's about committing to the process, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Think of a seed planted in the ground. You water it daily, trusting that beneath the surface, growth is happening even though you can't yet see it. Are you willing to nurture your dreams with the same patience and faith? This daily commitment to aligning your beliefs, thoughts, and actions with your highest self is what transforms your life. When you show up consistently, even in the face of doubt or delay, you send a clear signal to the universe that you're ready to receive. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's spiritual discipline. Jesus said in Matthew 17:20, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." Your faith doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. So let me ask you again, what beliefs are you ready to release? And what truths are you ready to embrace? Are you willing to commit to the daily work of reshaping your inner world so your outer world can reflect the abundance, joy, and purpose you desire? The power is already within you. The universe is waiting for you to claim it. The universe rewards persistence. This is a truth the spiritually awakened, the top 1%, live by. But most people give up far too soon. They try something new for a week, a month, maybe even a few months. And when they don't see the results they desire, they quit. They assume the process isn't working, that their efforts are in vain. But the top 1%, they understand the power of persistence. They know that every thought, every action, and every belief is like planting a seed. Some seeds sprout quickly, but others take time. They trust that as long as they keep watering those seeds, they will eventually grow into a bountiful harvest. Consistency is the cornerstone of mastery, whether it's mastery over your mind, your beliefs, or your energy. The top 1% don't meditate, visualize, or affirm their goals only when they feel inspired. They do it every day, rain or shine, motivated or not. Why? Because they understand a profound truth. Mastery doesn't come from occasional effort, it comes from daily dedication. This principle echoes in Galatians 6:9. "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Are you willing to show up even when the results are not immediate? Imagine this. If you were to plant a garden, would you expect the flowers to bloom overnight? Of course not. You'd water the seeds, tend to the soil, and give them time to grow. You'd trust in the process, knowing that growth happens beneath the surface long before you see it above ground. But in our fast-paced world, we've been conditioned to expect instant results. When things don't happen as quickly as we want, we grow frustrated and abandon the process. The top 1%, however, know that the divine process requires patience and trust. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven." Consistency is magical because it creates momentum. At first, your efforts might feel like they're leading nowhere. You're putting in the work, but not seeing the results you hoped for. But as you persist, as you continue to believe and act, something remarkable happens. You build unstoppable energy. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. In the beginning, it's small and slow, but with each rotation, it gains more mass and speed until it becomes a force no one can stop. This is why the top 1% never stop. They understand that every single day they show up, they're adding to their momentum. Eventually, that momentum becomes so powerful that nothing can stand in their way. It's a reflection of the biblical principle in Proverbs 24:16. Though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. The key isn't in never falling. It's in always rising, always continuing the work. So, how do you start building consistency in your life? Begin with simplicity. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine overnight. Choose one habit, one belief, or one small action, and commit to doing it every single day. Maybe it's taking 5 minutes in the morning to meditate. Perhaps it's visualizing your goals before bed, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Small, consistent actions compound over time, leading to profound results. The top 1% didn't achieve mastery overnight. They started just like you, one step at a time. Jesus illustrated this beautifully in the parable of the mustard seed. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree. Matthew 13:31-32. Small, consistent efforts can lead to extraordinary outcomes if you nurture them with patience and faith. Here's the ultimate question. Are you willing to be consistent? Are you willing to show up every day, even when it feels like nothing is happening? Because this is the secret that separates the top 1% from everyone else. They trust the process. They keep going. They show up, not because it's easy, but because they know the reward lies in persistence. The universe doesn't reward what you do occasionally. It rewards what you do consistently. So what's the one thing you can commit to today? Remember, consistency isn't about perfection. It's about dedication. It's about choosing to show up for yourself and your dreams every single day, no matter how small the step may seem. The question isn't whether you have the power to create change. You do. The question is, will you commit to the process? Will you persist long enough to see the seeds of your effort bloom? The universe is waiting for your answer. As we come to the end of this message, let us reflect on what it truly means to be one of God's chosen ones. You are part of a unique and extraordinary group, a mere 1%, blessed with the ability to see beyond the surface and into the profound truths of God's will. This understanding isn't given to everyone, and that alone speaks to the incredible purpose God has placed over your life. Many may not understand you, and some may even challenge your faith. But take heart. Your wisdom and connection to God's divine truth are treasures that will guide you through every trial and triumph. To those who resonate with this message, know that you are not alone. Together, we are a community of believers who support and uplift one another as we walk the narrow path of God's calling. Your faith and understanding are powerful, and through them you can inspire others to draw closer to the truth. Never forget that your journey has meaning, your struggles have purpose, and your faithfulness will be rewarded in ways beyond what you can imagine. If this message has brought encouragement, hope, or clarity into your life, we invite you to consider supporting this channel through Super Thanks. Your contributions enable us to keep sharing messages of faith, hope, and God's love with a world that so desperately needs it. Whether you choose to donate or not, please know that your presence here today is deeply valued. Thank you for taking the time to listen, reflect, and grow alongside us. We'd also love for you to join our growing community by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing this message with others who may need it. Your engagement is a simple but impactful way to help spread God's light to those searching for truth. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Share your thoughts, your experiences, or even a prayer request. We'd love to hear from you and walk this journey of faith with you. As you move forward, may God's peace and favor rest upon you. May His truth continue to guide your steps, and may His blessings overflow in every area of your life. You are chosen, you are loved, and you are never alone. Thank you for being here, for believing, and for being part of this beautiful mission. Stay faithful, stay inspired, and stay blessed.